Welcome student and my friends. Today lecture is previous lecture is continue. The above relation is decomposed into two relations, namely student course. Student table showing here student ID, student name, address and course. Student schema contain student ID, student name, address and course. The course table showing course and department only. Course schema contain course department. Now we applying the natural join of on the decomposed relation student relation course, and so this table student details, student ID, student name, address, course and department. Now the above, when we applied a natural join in both relation student and course, spurious tuples are generated here. Hence above decomposition is a lossy decomposition. In third decomposition, dependency preserving decomposition. The dependency preserving decomposition is another type of decomposed relational database. Dependency preservation decomposition. If we decompose a relation R into relations R1 and R2, then all dependencies of R is either must be a part of R1 and R2 or must be derivable from combination of FD, functional dependency of R1 and R2. For example, let a relation R ABCD and set of FD, functional dependency F equal to A related B, A relation C, C relation D are given. Then a relation R is decomposed into R1 equal to ABC with functional dependency F1 equal to A relation B, A relation C, and R2 equal CD with functional dependency F2 equal to C related D. Now if F equal to F1 union F2 equal to A relation B, A relation C, C relation D, then so F equal to F, and so F plus equal to F plus, where F plus stand for the closure for every attributes or attribute set in F. Thus the decomposition is dependency preserving decomposition. And next topic, denormalization. Introduction. We have seen how to design a database and how to have normalized tables in database. The main purpose of having clear design and normalization of tables is to reduce redundancy and to have consistent data in the database. Hence we will have multiple tables in the database and each will be mapped with one another by referential integrity. If we need any related data, we would join the related tables and get the record. This will work fine and quick if the database is small and have relatively few. When we normalize the table, we might not realize about the record amount. We would be concreting only one having perfect database with less redundancy. But what happens when data grow in the database? How will a smallest request which has to retrieve the data from multiple tables, because how normalization perform? The cost of the query will increase drastically. This is because it will have to join multiple tables to get the data. But these tables are not smaller. They will use data and any smallest query on the table. We have to traverse the table till it get the record, although it depends on file organization method. For example, in our student database, we have divided address into separate table as door, street, city, state, jeep. Imagine if we have to show the address of a student in some report, we always have to have join with this address table. Our query will fetch students detail from student table. Once it got the records, it will fetch his address from address table. Here the two transaction on fetching and here this input output happens. Hence the cost of performance is more. Instead, imagine that will happen if we have address in the student table itself. Second transaction above is not all required. The first fetch itself will give student detail as well as his address. So it save the second fetches time, making the fetch faster. But what happens to redundancy and 3NF here? As a thumb rule of database design, we should have normalized data so that there should not be any redundancy. But this normalization increases the cost of performance. Comparison, compressing the good design and performance of database. Performance takes the priority. Any user accessing the database is more interested in query and quick and correct result that than how a database is designed. Hence, if we introduce redundancy in the table and if the performance of the query increases, then we can ignore third normal form. This process is known as denormalization. In this process, a normalized table will be rejoined to have the redundancy in the table to increase the performance of the query. Denormalization need not to be true in all cases. It all depends on the data. Hence, this task is performed after the design and after having the data in the tables. In adding, it also depends on the redundant column which we are reintroducing into the table and frequency of the column update. The basic criteria for denormalization would be: first is, it should reduce the frequency of join between the tables and hence making the query faster. If any of the two or more tables are joined often to query the data and this joins cost more, we can combine them into one table, but after combining the table, it should still retain the correct data. There should not be any unwanted, unnecessary duplicate records. In our example above, after denormalization of student and address, it should have all the students with correct address. It should not lead to wrong address of students. Then second, most of the cases when we have joins on tables, full table scan in is performed to fetch the data. Hence, if the tables are huge, we can think of denormalization. And next, the column should not be updated more frequently. If the column are updated often, then the cost of update will increase, even though retrieval cost reduce. If it is less frequently updated, then database can bear the cost of is less frequently update field. The frequency of a student changing his houses is comparatively less. Also, the column should very small to get rejoined with the table. Huge columns are again overhead to the table and cost of performance. And next, the developer should have very good knowledge of data when we denormalize it. He should know very clearly about above factors, frequency of joins, access, update, column and table size, etc. Denormalization is not only recombining the columns to have redundant data. Denormalization can be any techniques with which perform of the normalized table can be increased. Method of denormalization. There are few of denormalization method discussed below. First is adding redundant columns, and second adding derived columns, and third collapsing the table, and fourth snapshots, and fifth varies, and sixth materialized view. First is describe adding redundant column. In this method, only the redundant column which is frequently used in the join is added to the main table. The other table is retained as it is. For example, consider employee and department table. Suppose we have to generate a report where we have to show employee details and his department name. Here we need to have join employee with department to get department name. So select employee ID, employee name, address, department name from employee and employee department, where department equal department ID. But joining the huge employee and department table will after the performance of the query, but we cannot merge department with employee. At the same time, we need to have a separate department table with many other details apart from it ID and name. In this case, what we can do is add the redundant column department name to employees so that it avoid join with department and thus increasing the performance. Select employee ID, employee name, address, department name from employees. Now no need to join with department to get the department name to get details, but it creates a frequent redundancy of data on department name. Second is adding derived column. Suppose we have student table with student details like his ID, name, address and course. Another tables marks with his internal marks in different subject. There is a need to generate a report from individual student in which we need to have his detail. Total marks and grade. In this case, we have to query student table, then join the marks table to calculate the total of marks in different subjects. Based on the total, we have to decide the grade 2 in the select query. Then it has to be printed on the report. Select student ID, name, address and total. Case when total is related to equal sign 80 then A. When total relation smallest and greater than 60 and total. Above query will run for each of the student record to calculate total and grade. Imagine how many students will exit and how many times this query will retrieve the data and do calculation. Instead, what if we have total and grade stored in the student table itself? It will reduce join time and the calculation time. Once all the marks are inserted into the mark table, we can calculate the total and grade for each student and get student table updated for this column. We can have trigger on marks to update student tables. Once marks are inserted. Now if we have to generate the report, simply for a select query on student table and print it on report. Select student ID, name, student address, student total, student grade from student. Third is collapsing the tables. We have already discussed this method is above example. In this method, frequently used tables are combined into one table to reduce the join among the tables. Thus, it increases the performance of the retrieval query. By joining the redundant column into one table may cause the redundancy in the table, but it is ignored as far as it does not affect the meaning of other record in the table. For example, after the normalization of student and address, it should have all the students with correct address. It should not lead to wrong address from students. In addition to collapsing the tables, we can duplicate or even split the tables if they increase the performance of the query, but duplicating and splitting are not method of denormalization. Fourth is snapshot. This is one of the earliest method of creating data redundancy. In this method, the database table are duplicated and stored in various database servers. They are refreshed at specific time period to maintain the consistency among the database server tables. By using this method, users are located at different places where able to access the server which are near to them, and hence retrieving the data quickly. They need not access the table located at remote servers in this case. This helps in faster access. Fifth is varies. In this method, tables are created as vary tables, where repeating group of columns are stored in single table. This vary method overrules the condition of first normal form. According to first normal form, each column value should be atomic, but this method allows same data to be stored in different columns for each record. Consider the example of student and marks. Say marks table has marks of 3 subjects for each student after applying first normal form. The marks table has structure as below. Here, if we have to see the marks of particular student, marks table has to be accessed 3 times. But if we use vary, the table will be changed to as below. 6. Materialized view. Materialized view are similar to tables where all the columns and derived value are pre-calculated and kept. Hence, if there is any query with same query used in the materialized view, then the query will be replaced by this materialized view. Since this view has all the columns as a result of join and pre-calculated value, there is no need to calculate the values again. Hence, it is reduced the time consumed by the query. Consider the same example of calculating total and grade below. Above. Select student ID, student name, address, total. Case when total is related equal 80 then A. When total related equal 60 and total. What if we create a materialized view for above query? Yes, it will benefit a lot. There is no need to update the student table with total and grade. Each time when we insert the marks once all the marks are inserted. Just creating a materialized view will store all the data that is required for the report. Hence, when we have to generate the report, we have to query this materialized view just like we query student table. The only problem with materialized view is it will not get refreshed like any other view where there is change in table data. We have to explicitly refresh them to get the correct data in the materialized view. Advantage of denormalization. First is minimize the table joins. Second, it reduces the number of origin keys and indexes. This helps in saving the memory uses and less data manipulation time. Third, if there is any aggregation column are used to denormalize, then these computations are carried out at the data manipulation time rather than at the retrieval time. If we have used total marks as the denormalized column, then the total is calculated and updated when other related column entities, say student details and his marks, are inserted. Hence, when we query student table for his detail and marks, we need not calculate his total. Hence, it is saved the retrieval time. For this, it reduces number of table in the database. As the number of tables increases, the mapping increases, joins increases, memory space increases, and so on. Disadvantage of denormalization. Although it supports faster retrieval, it slows down the data manipulation. If the column is frequently updated, then it reduces the speed of updation. Second is, if there is any change in the requirement, then we need to analyze the data and tables again to understand the performance. Hence, denormalization is specify the requirement or application that user is using. And third is complexity of coding and number table dependence on the requirement application. It can increase or decrease the tables. There can be chances that the code will get more complex because of redundancy in the table. Hence, it is need through analysis a requirement, query data, etc. Some references in Google site and website. Oh, my topic in my lecture is completed. Okay, thank you.